Gentlemen, we have a system. A system rebuilt, enhanced, and weaponized for one purpose. To monitor, to archive, and to control the most dangerous organization in professional wrestling. Leagues, territories, and chaos, all contained within a single network. The IWAR Network Tubecast. Powered by intelligence, driven by violence, and now fully operational.
And welcome back to the IWAR Network Tubecast. I'm your host, Alex G, and with me, as always, I guess we're going to be kicking it old school style, just the two of us.
We'll see.
Senior Lucha himself. No, Matt Riley. Masked. Oh, with his glasses, of course.
I know. I need the glasses to see. Hello. Welcome. Hola, mi amigos.
See.
Yeah, this is the AEW special. I can see better now. There we go.
All right, guys. So this is your June 2026 cycle and review, and we're going to start off with, Q&A from good old Johnny B.
That's right.
Is he still mad at me?
He's always mad at me.
He is. He's always mad at me.
That's right. Yeah, he is always mad. All right, from Johnny B. Jr. Remember, we start our shows with trivia from the IWA, whether it be things about the IWA, things about the business, whatever it may be. So, I unwound the night prior to Gold Tuesday by rewatching the 1987 action comedy Stakeout. I had only seen it once before, and that was quite a few years ago, but it still gets a big thumbs up for me. During the closing credits, I noticed that the standy cam operator shares his last name with a now infamous IWAR wrestler.
Oh.
In our last show, Adam mentioned the difficulty he and his co-host experienced when attempting to pronounce his name. Oh no. The Great Entertainers manager offered some assistance in the chat during the Marshall Look episode last year, which Alex titled, Not the IWAR Network Tubecast. That was Brian's debut cycle, although his manager has also played during the 80s. I tried to help with the pronunciation in episodes 200 and 202, which aired in October, but the host can't seem to shake the incorrect notion of the word of French origin. Well, one host does get it right, but his 27-minute recap ended about action time last time drew some rather harsh criticism from Matt. So I don't know if he'll be invited back. Yeah, it's tough. Anyways, let's try again. Clothier.
Parlez-vous scrambled eggs? That's what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Clothier. I thought I used to work with a guy named Cloutier.
Yeah.
And that's what throws me off.
Well, it doesn't matter because
that guy, like, he broke up so many marriages at work. Home Depot was the home wrecking depot, if you know what I'm talking about, if you work there.
For years, I called Chris Benoit Chris Benoit for like 5 years. Oh.
Great.
There you go.
I figure the host should learn the proper way to say it, since they've had to say it pretty much every show for a while now.
Yeah, true.
And we'll probably have to continue saying it pretty much every show in the foreseeable future. True. Also, in the previous episode, Alex said, I wonder what the IWA uses for their website. I wonder if it's the old GoDaddy skin. GoDaddy site. Sorry.
Was it
Johnny B. Jr.
Geosites was the other one?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, there are still, by the way, I should put them out there. There's still some IWA websites from like the Geosites days that are out there. There's a couple of message boards, but the websites are fantastic. They have links to the old. I think it's the QPL has a really pretty comprehensive website. Anyways, it's a little fun way you can go to these links and be like, "Holy crap!" Like people did this in like 2003.
Flaming
All right,
text or whatever.
All right, Johnny B. Jr. We have never used GoDaddy for sale, site hosting, or even domain registration, despite their extremely flimsy connection to the world of professional wrestling in the form of a Super Bowl commercial, which WWE's Candice Michelle, now signed appropriately to TNA as a producer, 8 years ago. We began growing increasingly disappointed with the reliability of our now former host, so we sought out a new home for our proudly 1990 style website. Oddly enough, the company everyone online recommended happened to share his initials with the largest competitor we ever had. The IWA has been using IWF hosting since October 2018. While no host can offer 100% uptime, I feel they come remarkably close thus far. Although I do wonder if a warning siren sounds in their office every third Tuesday, signaling the start of the gold rush. Ba-boom. There have actually been a few Gold Tuesdays where severe weather prompted Willowick officials to blare warning sirens while we were working. The worst occurred nearly 2 years ago when a tornado touched down right as we were in the middle of uploading the bulletins. Oh, yeah. The U.S. previously employed the Fujita scale to rate tornado intensity, and the highest rating used in practice, which indicated level of damage as incredible, was oddly enough F5.
Ooh.
All right, it says it took 10 minutes for Matt to get through the email on the previous show, causing him to remark, "That was a horribly, dreadfully long segment." And I agree. I need to be a lot less like Ian Mooney, so I'll end tonight's correspondence with one quick final Q&A. In episode 212, Alex stated, referring to old membership cards, "If anyone still has one, I want to see it." Johnny B. Jr. says, "Sadly, I don't have a copy of the original, which is printed in blue, and I've emailed Alex the cheaper version we used in late 1996. We produced them in-house on cardstock, and they were black and white. If any viewers held on to their blue IWA membership cards, I would also like to see them." And of course, I can show. Thanks to, once again, as always, thank you, Kevin Hurley, for sending me this. A nice deal. I donated to a women's sports charity, and he sent me this, so it was very nice of him. And remember, there's always time for IWAR. All right, this is too hot. Anyways, that's Q&A. And if you have a question for Johnny B or that way as a whole, I have a kind of fun question. What is the weirdest thing a player sent you as a thank you?
Double dong.
I was gonna get you two gifts. This way, you both can use it. Oh my God!
Also, my next question is: when's the last time Johnny B saw Deep Blue Sea? Well, that's what. Or Black Snake Moan.
All right. I still say, what was it? Battle Beyond the Stars is one I saw the other day. I was like, oh man, this is a classic Roger Corman movie.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad, but it's good bad.
Like Megaforce.
Yeah, like kind of Megaforce was corny cheese.
But that was more of a parody than anything else.
And as like a 8 or 9 year old kid or whatever it was, 10, that was like the balls. Like, oh man, this is great.
You ever seen Loaded Weapon, which is like the Lethal Weapon parody with like Charlie Sheen in it?
I always feel bad when you have like a movie like Loaded Weapon or like I'm Gonna Get You Sucker that has an amazing couple of scenes in there. My baby. That ain't your baby. Oh, ain't that some shit? Like that we still quote my friends and I to this day. So anyways, if you guys have questions or ideas or suggestions, I was thinking the other day, like, you know, someone brought in something to work and was like, here's a gift for like, you're helping us. We're like, oh, great. None of us want that. There it is. So, and Alex, we will not have me tell the double-ended dong story from work that I had. That's a really good one, actually, but we'll save that for the next episode.
It smells like celery.
No, in fact, I did hurt my shoulder lifting a double-ended dong, that's for sure. But celery, box of celery, tore the labrum. There you go, baby.
That's it.
Oh man.
So I recently acquired an autograph from Alan Oppenheimer, who was the voice of Skeletor for the Master of the Universe cartoon. That should be arriving in the mail shortly. Very excited.
Wow. I think I told you at work, whenever someone goes, all of a sudden you'll hear from across the store. We are adults. So, yeah. Yes. Let me see. I'm writing down our notes. I should have done this earlier, but I was watching the soccer games. We are in the middle of the World Cup, folks, so get your IWAR picks for the World Cup soccer, IWAR exclusive World Cup action. Email Johnny B with questions.
When was the last time Johnny Blees played indoor soccer?
Oh, was there any sport he was really fond of? Like I played in a night soccer league, night softball, night basketball. Destroyed my knees or knee.
I almost got Luther Alexander booked at an opening of a gas station in Willowwood.
How?
There was this on the thing. It was like, they were doing this big grand opening thing. I'm like, I want to go. I was like, oh, okay.
Luther Alexander, the singer, would have performed.
Oh, yeah. Well, that too. Nice. By the way, I've reached out to a small company who's be able to press me up some vinyl records with some Luther Alexander joints on it. So.
Oh, boy.
So stay tuned for that.
Okay.
I'm going to be selling records left and right.
All right, I'm writing this down.
How many times they had to rerun Gold this cycle?
Just 2 that I know of.
Okay, not
so
bad.
Let's go to our cutaway for rerun dancing.
Well, there was
For you young kids, there was a show called What's Happening? And then What's Happening Now?
Yes. Which had a young Martin Lawrence on that show.
Did it really?
It did.
But Rerun was a chubby guy who danced and was always causing problems. In today's reboot, he would have been shot in episode 1 by a cop.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, imagine like a serious version of What's Happening like they did with the Fresh Prince. That'd be amazing.
I remember watching the Fresh Prince
hey
commercial and like the reboot. And all I could think of was the episode from the series where it was like, this week on a very special Fresh Prince.
But it was like the whole show.
They shot, what's his name?
Carlton at ATM.
Carlton.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm going to get them. Oh, he's gone too far.
My favorite one is the one that had Susan Powder on it, and then Will had to wear the fat suit. That's a good one. That's a good one.
All right. So where do you want to lead off today?
Well, since NWO probably won't be long, we might as well start there.
Bang it out, baby.
The rookies have to go to bed, so they're
That's right.
The
kids are up late. Mandani spent a thing for them to stay up late, so it's okay.
Yeah. School's out. School ends out in New York today. Today was the last day of school in New York, by the way. Hey, quick question for Johnny B.
Yes.
Does he find it interesting, because I do, that how many of our players are actual teachers? Like, it's a pretty substantial amount.
That's a good point.
More than any other industry. Like, I don't know if there's something about the game that attracts,
I think
educators.
It's definitely either educators or people who are on like government lists.
Yeah, I mean either way. Some of them both.
Some of them both is right.
So I always thought that was interesting. I wonder what's his thoughts on that. Okay, National Wrestling League Bulletin 254, June 2026. League champion Prince Pipplefire, and rumor has it he did in fact get a 501. Is that true?
He did, and I will just say that when I saw that, I was like, "Holy shit!" So I messaged him. I was like, "Hey, strat wise." So he ended up sending me the picture of his strat, the PDF he sent him, whatever. And I'm going to talk about this more in the little strategy corner part of the show later on. But when you do your strategy and you want to have like a perfect point flow, PPF, the last 5 for singles wrestlers have to be 45 points, 45 points, 44 points, 44 points, 43 points. And he had put the holds were worth 45 points last cycle. He put it like, I think 12 and 13. So they're right in the middle. And those holds go down from 45 to like 44, 43.
Yeah.
So instantly that screwed the flow up. But I think he had a 28-point hold at 10. So he wouldn't have been totally blown out of the water, but that's pretty damn good. Yeah. And what happens now is he might, get a Metro, or he might get
he might get an IWA wide, so we'll see.
Yeah. And it can be so hard to get those, get in those IWA reports, especially. Yeah. I was talking to Dewey, who runs the Hillbillies and DVS, sorry. No, Holloway DVR, I'm sorry. No, DVS. I'm so tired. Sorry, don't mind me. I've been up since 6. And we were talking about this cycle, and he was like, oh, man, I had a 497 that blanked. And that's the thing. I always say I prefer a cycle where everyone does pretty well, except like a little separation. Yeah. Then the guy with a 495 takes league, and it's like, Right.
Usually the 495 who takes lead is me. Because when everyone else does bad, I do well. So,
Alex swoops in.
I know that's how I eat around here. TV champion Mr. Fantabulous, Central Plains champion Styling Savion Banks, East Coast champion Crush Groove, Great Lakes champion The Natural Danny Kimura, Midland champion Devilish Danny Zero, Northeast champion Matt Chuck Murphy, Pacific Northwest champion Andre Carrington, Ryan Mountain champions The Fisherman Rod and Reel, Southeast champion Glock Lesnar, Southwest champion Captain America Johnny Drake, West Coast champions Super Dragon, your league tag team champions Savion Banks and Crush Groove, TV tag team champions Pimple Fire and Matt Truck Murphy, league 6-man champions Styling Savion Banks, Andre Carrington and Crush Groove, TV 6-man champion Danny Kimura, Prince Pimplefire, and Super Dragon, and your Battle Royal winner, Crush Groove. So, Alex, what's going down in the NWL? Well, guys, we're coming off Homecoming pay-per-view, so as we get ready to head to the Rumble in the Bronx, which is our next pay-per-view. Have not finalized the card yet, but some of you will see that shortly. That being said, let's kick it over to Ian Mooney for the NWL recap. But first, I got to share my screen. So I have to go over here and share. And then go over here, include sound, and then go over here. And then I have to pick which one it is, which is here. Okay, here we go.
Oh.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
This is Ian Mooney with your NWL Cycle 254. One of the biggest stories to emerge from Homecoming wasn't the fall of Johnny Revolution or the apparent end of the Death Pack. It was the shocking revelation that the mysterious Yellow Scorpion was, in fact, Alexander Alexander. After months of speculation, one of professional wrestling's greatest mysteries was finally solved. But, as this month's National Wrestling League magazine quickly points out, the truth may be even stranger than the rumors. In a special edition of Behind the Dressing Room Door, veteran journalist Akeem Bixenspan attempts to piece together the life of perhaps the most mysterious man in wrestling. While Luther Alexander's rise has been documented through immigration records, international judo championships, and eventually his arrival in professional wrestling, Alexander Alexander seems to exist almost entirely outside recorded history. There are no known school records, no military service, no athletic accomplishments, no immigration paperwork, virtually nothing explaining where he came from before suddenly appearing beside one of wrestling's biggest stars. That lack of information has fueled decades of speculation. Some believe Alexander Alexander is Luther's identical twin brother. Others insist he was the product of an American experiment designed to create a rival capable of matching the Soviet superstar. Whatever the truth may be, those closest to the situation agree on one thing. While Luther Alexander became a decorated athlete, champion, mayor, and internationally recognized icon, Alexander became increasingly unstable, violent, and impossible to control. According to the investigation, that instability eventually resulted in Alexander's confinement inside the infamous Alexander Asylum. For years, fans dismissed the facility as little more than an urban legend. Yet multiple former employees now claim the institution was very real, and that Alexander spent the next 12 years hidden away from the outside world. The report goes on to suggest everything changed when Johnny Revolution entered the picture. Multiple sources claim Revolution viewed Alexander not as a patient, but as the perfect weapon. Those same sources believe he secretly arranged Alexander's escape with the assistance of the asylum's lead psychiatrist, Dr. Eve Lawrence. Shortly afterward, both Alexander and Dr. Lawrence disappeared without a trace. When they resurfaced, the wrestling world had no idea what it was looking at. The woman everyone believed to be Kim at Johnny Revolution's side wasn't Kim at all. According to the investigation, Dr. Eve Lawrence underwent extensive reconstructive surgery before assuming an entirely new identity. Today, together, Alexander and Sin may represent one of the most dangerous combinations ever assembled inside the National Wrestling League. Alexander possesses the physical ability to match Luther, Alexander move for move, while Sin attacks in an entirely different manner. As a trained psychiatrist, she specializes in manipulation, emotional trauma, fear, and psychological warfare. Separately, they are dangerous. Together.
Oh.
That's interesting. Hold on.
That just kaput?
Give it a second. It's thinking about it.
Oh, no.
Together. The magazine's exclusive interview with Samantha Soley only reinforces that belief. What begins as a routine one-on-one quickly becomes one of the most uncomfortable interviews in recent memory. Every question Samantha asks is immediately turned back on her. Sin critiques her wording, analyzes her behavior, and slowly transforms the interview into a psychological examination of the interviewer herself.
Alrighty, let's try something different. So
I think the guy who does the voice is that guy from what was the movie? Was that Return of the Living Dead Part 2? Where the guy sounds like him.
Hold on.
What happened? What?
No, I'm gonna try to. I'm playing from the website. Instead, I'm gonna try to play it from the raw file itself. So.
Oh no!
Give me all my thought, and I will get there. Let it download for a second. This all happened because the other site that I used didn't want to work today.
There you go. And
70%. There we go. Stop shit for now. Back. Okay, dokie. Now I gotta find the file. Riveting.
Oh my God, we should have got more content from Johnny B.
Oh, you're right, buddy.
It's all right.
620.
I blame the players, because if they would ask him more questions and just leave it up to us, we default to like bad 80s movies.
Yeah.
We're terrible. While we wait,
This is Ian Mooney with your NW.
Okay.
NW-wise, once again, remind if anybody's listening to the show that's not a normal or regular known player, look at the roster here. I see here we have see Kimura wrote to me, Rod and Reel, Jordan Drake, I think. Already written to us, right? Super Drake. Super Dragon is not.
I think some of those might be sharing managers. All right, so let's restart this again. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you hear it there, Matt.
This is Ian Mooney with your NWL Cycle 254 report.
Okay, so I'm going to fast forward it to about 4 minutes in where we left it.
Instability and possess
We'll go here.
and psychological warfare. Separately, they are dangerous. Together, they may be terrifying. The magazine's exclusive interview with Samantha Soley only reinforces that belief. What begins as a routine one-on-one quickly becomes one of the most uncomfortable interviews in recent memory. Every question Samantha asks is immediately turned back on her. Sin critiques her wording, analyzes her behavior, and slowly transforms the interview into a psychological examination of the interviewer herself. Questions regarding Alexander receive cryptic responses. Johnny Revolution is dismissed as merely transactional. The Alexander Asylum becomes little more than another opportunity for Sin to question Samantha's perception of reality. Then the interview becomes deeply personal. Sin brings up the long-standing rumors surrounding Robert Race's death, subtly implying Samantha benefited from his passing before immediately refusing to make a direct accusation. Moments later, she shifts her attention toward Samantha's marriage to the chameleon before delivering perhaps the interview's most shocking accusation. According to Sin, Samantha Soley isn't obsessed with Alexander. She's secretly obsessed with Luther Alexander. As Samantha repeatedly denies the accusation, Sin continues pressing the issue, calmly dismantling every response until the interview completely unravels. Finally, without warning, Sin slaps Samantha Soley across the face. The room falls silent. While Samantha leaves visibly shaken, Sin remains perfectly calm, delivering one final chilling statement. Alexander isn't destroying anything. He's simply taking back what was stolen. As disturbing as that interview proved to be, the magazine wasn't finished. Readers were also given a rare glimpse inside the fractured mind of Alexander himself. Attempting to follow Alexander's train of thought is nearly impossible. One moment he's discussing refrigerators. The next, he's explaining why he doesn't trust Wednesdays. He jumps from birds to Roman Reigns to Cain and Abel, before somehow circling back to Luther Alexander. It's equal parts nonsense and nightmare. Yet hidden inside the rambling are moments of startling clarity. Alexander doesn't seem interested in championships. He isn't concerned with fame. He barely acknowledges the collapse of the Death Pact. His attention remains fixed on one man, Luther Alexander. Whether motivated by revenge, jealousy, or something far more personal, Alexander has made it abundantly clear that his story with Luther is only just beginning. While one rivalry appears destined to consume the future of the National Wrestling League, another group has wasted no time establishing themselves as the company's new measuring stick. The come-up arrived in the ring carrying nearly all of the major hardware in the company, and they made sure everyone knew exactly who was responsible. Savion Banks proudly introduced Andre Carrington as the new Grand Prix champion, before turning his attention to Crush Groove, now the reigning National Wrestling League champion. The trio declared that everything they promised since arriving in the NWL had come true. They had taken over the company, captured its biggest championships, and proven themselves to be the most dominant faction in professional wrestling. Andre Carrington took particular exception to the events surrounding Tuesday in Texas, questioning how both Banks and Groove had mysteriously been locked away, while Ryan Rivers somehow survived long enough to reach homecoming. Carrington even floated the possibility that the mysterious MM graffiti might point towards someone else operating behind the scenes. Still, the come-up refused to dwell on conspiracy theories for long. Instead, they shifted their focus toward Prince Pimplefire. Banks mocked Pimplefire relentlessly for setting fire to their vehicle, promising that insurance would replace the car far easier than surgeons could repair the damage they intended to inflict on his knee. Carrington promised that by the time Rumble in the Bronx arrived, Pimplefire might be hopping into the match on one leg. Even the usually carefree Crush Groove abandoned his playful personality long enough to promise that Pimplefire's future would end at the hands of the disco weapon. The message was unmistakable. The summer of the come-up had officially begun. Unfortunately for Prince Pimplefire, their message didn't end inside the ring. Later that evening, cameras followed the trio into the basement of the arena, where they discovered Pimplefire preparing to spend another night sleeping on the concrete floor. Andre Carrington immediately blasted him across the skull with the Grand Prix championship. Savion Banks joined the assault as both men repeatedly stomped the defenseless Pimplefire before Carrington struck him a second time with the championship belt. Only then did Crush Groove step forward. Rather than delivering another blow, he quietly placed a single groovy gummy on Pimplefire's chest. Leaning down, Groove whispered 4 simple words. "Come up business, baby." The 3 champions calmly walked away, leaving Prince Pimplefire unconscious, bloodied, and completely alone. While the come-up continues celebrating its dominance over the National Wrestling League, another champion found himself standing before the NWL faithful under far different circumstances. For perhaps the first time since arriving in the National Wrestling League, Pacific Northwest champion Johnny Drake admitted something many competitors never would. He simply hadn't been good enough. Standing alone in the ring with the Pacific Northwest Championship draped over his shoulder, Drake addressed the fans with complete honesty. Rather than making excuses for his recent setbacks, he openly accepted responsibility for every one of them. He spoke about losing to Tommy Calloway. He acknowledged falling to Ryan Rivers. He admitted defeats at the hands of Mr. Fabulous, Danny Zero, Glock Lesnar, Andre Carrington, and Bobby Moreau. One loss could be dismissed as a bad night. 2 might be considered bad luck. But according to Drake, this was something entirely different. It was a message that the level of competition inside the National Wrestling League has never been higher. A message that everyone around him continues improving. And most importantly, a message that Johnny Drake himself must evolve if he intends to remain one of the league's standard bearers. Rather than blaming management, rather than blaming injuries, or pointing fingers at officials. Drake promised the fans he would return to the gym, study more tape, work harder than ever before, and earn every opportunity that came his way. He reminded the audience that wearing the colors of Captain America isn't about speeches or waving a flag. It's about standing back up after you've been knocked down. It's about accepting responsibility. It's about perseverance. It's about honor. The crowd responded with chants of USA as Drake raised the Pacific Northwest Championship high above his head before congratulating every man who had recently defeated him. But he also left each of them with a warning. The next time they meet, they won't be facing the same Johnny Drake. Unfortunately for the Pacific Northwest champion, his opportunity to rebuild would have to wait. Later that evening, Danny Kimura and Super Dragon made their way to the ring for what appeared to be an ordinary tag team contest. The Dragon Clan had been steadily building momentum over the past several weeks, but few expected what would happen next. As both men stood inside the ring, the arena lights suddenly went dark. A massive golden dragon appeared across the video screen. The audience erupted. Moments later, an elderly Japanese gentleman slowly emerged onto the stage, carrying an ornate cane wrapped in a golden dragon. The crowd immediately recognized him. Hiroshi Kimura, founder of Japan Pro Wrestling League, patriarch of the legendary Dragon Clan, one of the most respected figures in the history of Japanese professional wrestling. Receiving a standing ovation, Hiroshi entered the ring and explained that he had spent years watching from afar as his grandsons grew into accomplished competitors. Now, he had come to the National Wrestling League for one purpose: to personally guide the Dragon Clan. Calling Danny Kimura and Super Dragon the future of professional wrestling, Hiroshi reminded the audience that his family had ruled wrestling throughout Japan for generations. Then came the declaration. The Dragon Clan had officially arrived in the National Wrestling League. And soon, the entire NWL would bow before the dragon. Golden pyrotechnics exploded throughout the arena as Danny Kimura, Super Dragon, and Hiroshi Kimura stood united in the center of the ring. It was one of the most significant arrivals in recent NWL history. Before anyone had time to fully appreciate what had just happened, the Dragon Clan immediately backed up those words with action. Later in the evening, Pacific Northwest champion Johnny Drake prepared to defend his championship against Danny Kimura. As Drake entered the ring and acknowledged the crowd, the arena lights dimmed once again. Without warning, the Dragon Clan struck. The giant dragon grabbed Drake from behind and drove him into the corner before pinning him in place. Super Dragon followed with a relentless series of forearms to the champion's head and chest, while Emerald Dragon hammered Drake's ribs with repeated body shots. Silver Dragon joined the assault moments later, leaving the Pacific Northwest champion completely overwhelmed by the numbers. The audience desperately urged Drake to fight back. And fight back he did, but against 4 members of the Dragon Clan. The odds were simply too great. Standing at ringside, Danny Kimura appeared ready to rush into the ring and rescue the champion. Instead, Hiroshi Kimura calmly placed a hand on his grandson's shoulder. Not yet. This wasn't about helping Johnny Drake. It was about sending a message. The Dragon Clan wasn't interested in one championship. They wanted every championship. As officials and security finally reached the ring, the Dragon Clan retreated together, leaving Johnny Drake battered in the corner, while Super Dragon stared directly at Danny Kimura. The message could not have been clearer. Johnny Drake was merely the beginning. The Dragon Clan wasn't finished making statements. During a backstage interview, Brock Lesnar once again found himself boasting about his dominance when Super Dragon appeared out of nowhere armed with a steel chair. One devastating swing crashed across Glock's back. The interview instantly dissolved into chaos. As security rushed toward the scene, Super Dragon pointed directly at the fallen powerhouse before disappearing down the hallway. Weeks of verbal insults had finally been answered. The Dragon Clan had officially declared war on Glock Lesnar. Ironically, Glock may have already had enough problems. In one of the more unusual moments of the cycle, Johnny Drake stormed directly into Luther Alexander's office, frustrated beyond belief over his reluctant partnership with Glock. Drake described traveling through Houston with the volatile powerhouse, only to discover a shotgun sitting in the passenger seat, before Glock casually confessed to past gang violence, recounted brutal combat stories from Iraq, discussed time spent in prison, and then stopped the vehicle long enough to brutally assault several men in the middle of the street, including stomping one unfortunate victim's head against a curb. Drake admitted he had never witnessed anything so disturbing and demanded to know how he was supposed to coexist with someone so unstable. Luther Alexander quietly listened to the entire story, then offered only 2 words: carry your weight. Sometimes the shortest answers say the most. If the National Wrestling League needed a reminder that not every story has to involve championships or conspiracies, it certainly received one thanks to perhaps the most unusual television program ever to find its way onto the IWAR network. Following what was advertised as a shoot video from Johnny B, viewers instead found themselves watching a public access television program simply titled The Fast Eddie Archon Show. Hosted by Fast Eddie Archon alongside his silent sidekick, Deadly Fred, the program was exactly what one might expect from 2 men who appear to have absolutely no business hosting a talk show. Broadcast from what looked like a bargain basement public access studio, Archon wasted no time introducing himself as the true star of the program, before immediately talking over poor Deadly Fred every time he attempted to speak. Archon proudly acknowledged being the very first wrestler eliminated from the recent Battle Royal, but insisted that wasn't because he and Fred lacked ability. Quite the opposite. According to Archon, every wrestler in the match looked across the ring, saw what he described as his elite Hollywood jawline alongside Deadly Fred's overwhelming physical presence, and immediately formed an illegal alliance simply to eliminate the 2 biggest threats before they had a chance to dominate the competition. Naturally, Archon blamed politics. Deadly Fred attempted to explain his own theory behind the elimination several times, only to be interrupted before finishing a single sentence. Instead, Fast Eddie proudly informed viewers that Fred had been hanging from Rusty Jim's ceiling nails performing Clubber Lang pull-ups for 72 straight hours while he supervised comfortably from a leather recliner. Whether any of that is remotely true remains highly questionable. Archon concluded by warning the Gold Federation that they weren't receiving just another tag team. They were getting 2 gold-plated concrete blocks. The bizarre broadcast ended as Archon struck a bodybuilding pose while Deadly Fred silently stood beside him, holding what appeared to be a decades-old wrestling ice cream bar before the program abruptly cut away to another public access show. It certainly wasn't conventional, but it was memorable. Meanwhile, another man was far less interested in comedy. Ryan Rivers returned to the locker room following the events of Tuesday in Texas, and homecoming carrying far more than physical injuries. Sitting alone in front of a television monitor replaying his defeat, Rivers quietly reflected on everything that had happened over the previous several days. What followed may have been one of the most honest interviews of his career. Rather than making excuses for losing the Grand Prix championship, Rivers gave Andre Carrington exactly what he believed the new champion deserved: respect. Watching the replay of Carrington forcing him to pass out inside the devastating Pulse Cloverleaf, Rivers admitted there were no shortcuts, no interference, no conspiracy, no excuses. Andre Carrington beat him, plain and simple. According to Rivers, that wasn't robbery. That was wrestling. He congratulated Carrington for earning the championship before turning his attention toward another replay. Alexander. The disguise, the deception, the post-match assault. Immediately, Rivers' tone changed. While Andre Carrington won a championship, Alexander stole a moment. Rivers accused Alexander of hiding behind another man's identity, manipulating an entire arena, manipulating officials, manipulating the championship match itself, and then attacking from behind once his work was finished. More than anything else, Rivers admitted one thing bothered him. Alexander believed he wouldn't get back up. Looking back on everything he had survived, Rivers reminded viewers that within only a matter of days, he had battled Mark Bosch, endured a brutal ladder war with Andre Carrington, survived Johnny Revolution, defeated the Yellow Scorpion, stood beside Revolution Extreme, and watched Luther Alexander publicly declare that someday he would become champion. Only 3 days later, everything seemed gone. The championship, the momentum, the celebration, everything. Or so it appeared. Because according to Ryan Rivers, the one thing nobody could ever take away was his heart. Championships come and go. Victories come and go. Defeats come and go. Heart. Either you have it, or you don't. Rivers congratulated Andre Carrington one final time before delivering a chilling warning directly into the camera. Andre Carrington defeated him. Alexander did not. Instead, Alexander had simply made himself Ryan Rivers' next destination. With that, Rivers shut off the television monitor, picked up his bag, and headed toward the locker room exit. Before leaving, he paused one final time. He survived homecoming. He survived Tuesday in Texas. And sooner or later, Alexander would learn exactly why they call him Ryan Rivers. Because no matter how many times someone tries to stop the current always comes back. As one chapter closes, another begins. The death pack has fallen. The come-up now stands atop the National Wrestling League, holding its richest prizes. The Dragon Clan has announced its arrival with authority. Johnny Drake begins the long road back toward redemption. Ryan Rivers has found his next target. And somewhere in the shadows, Alexander and Sin continue playing a game whose rules only they seem to understand. With Rumble in the Bronx drawing ever closer, every rivalry has become more personal, every championship more valuable, and every victory more difficult to earn. That concludes your NWL Cycle 254 report. For the IWAR Network, I'm Ian Mooney. Now, let's kick it back to the Tubecast.
There it is. Eventually, I'm going to make these 3 hours long. That's fine.
Just do an NWL show standalone.
That's it. And we might have to get there at some point. We'll see. But you know, the other commissioners do have the options to send me a recap, which I will get narrated for them. They just choose not to for reasons that I can't quite understand. But that's okay. No worries. So that is the NWL in a nutshell. Again, like I said, we have the Rumble Box pay-per-view will be next. So just keep your eyes on that. And guys, just keep up the great work. You guys are all doing fantastic. IWAR draft. If you've not declared for the draft, I recommend that you do. I've already had inquiries about Pimple Fire, and the come up is probably going to be drafted number 1. At least that's the consensus right now. But we'll see. Anything can happen. If I was a league, I may trade out of 1 to pick up some extra picks because the come up will be very, very much in demand. So, be smart. So, Matt, where do you want to go next?
Well,
Ninja Dojo League, number 6969.
How about heading up here? Where'd it go? Oh, man, something's going on with my computer. My item by pages keep collapsing.
Well, stop doing it on a potato.
Yeah, I know. Right? All right, so how about the ACW?
The ACW, okay. Go for it.
All right, so I'm up here. So your league champion, Blackjack Robertson.
God damn it.
I know, right? Your American Territories champion, Bo Brady. Not Roman, but Bo. We have New England champion,
Greg.
Jackknife Justice. Atlantic Coast champion, The Total Package, U.S. Mail. Great Lakes champion, Jawbone Jack. Not to be confused with Jackknife Justice.
Okay.
Smoky Mountain champion, Steel Samson. I think it was an 80s metal band, wasn't it?
Sounds right.
Deep South. Excuse me. Shrug Shadow. Gulf Coast champion, the Gaelic, Dick Moore. Texas Heartland champion, which reminds me of the Western Heritage Championship Barry Windham held.
Yes, which I'm currently, which I'm looking at right now.
Oh, really?
Because I do own that belt.
El Luchador Americano. Rocky Mountain champion, Knuckles Nelson. Your Desert States champion, Colonel Flustered. And your Pacific Coast champion, Big Win, Vin Perez. Your tag champions, Grandmaster Shisho Yamamoto and his tag partner, the Man of the Night, Deuce Forsyth. Your American Territories tag champions, Shrug Shadow and Steel Samson. Your ACW League 6-man champions, you have Deuce Forsyth, Shisho Yamamoto, and Creeper Cortez. And your American Territories 6-man champions, Jawbone Jack, Tormented Timmy, and Steel Samson. Your Battle Royal winner, patriotically, the Total Package U.S. Mail.
There it is.
And that's your championship page.
So what's going down in the ACW?
All right, so let's get to the results of the big pay-per-view Great American Bash. Now, Ryan covered these last show, but actually I'm going to give a little review. And
read the write-ups, because I think the main event that I wrote up for that might be, every once in a while, like you'll send the Academy Award, like, hey, this is for your consideration for Picture of the Year. I think the write-up for the Great American Bash will be my submission for Match of the Year. Just saying.
Okay.
Just saying. Do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor. Read it. It's really good. Toot. Sorry. Hold on.
All right. So
Wendell Cooley. Sorry.
I know, right? Let me get to this. I'll say this right. I don't know if this is done on purpose, but the pay-per-view is done at the end of the report, which gives it kind of a feeling like building up to it.
Yeah.
So hopefully my promo, I think I mentioned the results. So whoops.
Me too. I didn't mention results, but my picture is results oriented.
Oh.
There's some Easter eggs in that picture, guys, if you look hard enough.
Well, we've got a growing beef between the regulators and the they can't give their group name, but it's Deuce Forsyth, Shinshiro Yamamoto, and Creeper Cortez. Creeper Cortez, who looks like a Borg, but that's just me. And we already had Borg Genesis at one point, remember?
Yeah.
Then we get them beefing with Regs. We got Keanu Thunder beefing with Luther. And apparently Luther has banned all kinds of Thunder-themed items. Whether it's pop culture, movies.
He's not allowed.
music.
He's not allowed to watch the Willowwick Warlords play basketball. So he's not allowed there either. Not a lot of Rudy's Meats or the Orange Julius or that really shitty McDonald's.
Oh, yes. By the way, it was Nightfall Cartel. I wanted to call them Nightmare. I knew it wasn't right. I didn't want to say it. So they're the ones beefing with the regs, and they're going to settle it. We have a lot of promos in here from the wrong league. ASL promos, WTL promos. We get a promo from the Heart Association. Brett talks about losing the belt. He's very upset. And, of course, time-wise, it's working out. But that's okay. Shadow Syndicate, we have Knuckles Nelson. His feud with Gaelic Dick Moore isn't over. A double A promo. Let's see. We have a promo from Brian Clothier, and I enjoy the billionaire bum Reginald Bartholomew, although I would have thought the billionaire bum belonged to Alexis, Texas or something, but that's okay. We'll go get it right. A nice strong promo here. And then, of course, we have Luchador Americano boldly joining Sandy Lucha's team. And Sandy Lucha, don't forget, is putting a team together. And he first
goddamn Avengers. Jesus.
That's right. He put El Luchador Americano. They're going to take on the Shadow Syndicate at the next pay-per-view, the Devil's Playground.
Oh.
And
Devil's Three-Way.
Gaelic Dick Moore talking about his victory at Bash. And then you'll notice right afterwards, at his celebration in the streets of San Francisco at a Pride Parade, Senor Lucha, his big testicles, and Luchador Americano, who I used great the American Patriots image. See if Jeremy notices that. They find him and ask him to join the team, and he says, "Hey, you got a chance to beat on Knuckles Nelson? I'm in." So that's the 3 members of the team put together so far.
Unbelievable.
We have a He-Man Hoban promo, and he's complaining about the results of the title match. He has a few words with Duke Forsyth. And then, of course, he has his Chump of the Week, Mayor Alexander. Not just Luther, but Mayor Alexander. Did you read that part yet?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, yeah. The mayor's a sicko, folks.
Is that wrong?
More to come. Then we have a shocking turn of events as the entire Mud family, Spud Mud, Cud Mud, Bud Mud, Mud Mud, that's a great name, were arrested by the Department of Family Services, all at the behest of the Total Package U.S. Mail. There's more coming there. We have the Wild Indies talking about their big tag victory, and we have, of course, we have the trio talking about their earning a shot at the ACW heavyweight tag, trios titles. We get a nice promo from Luther, some familiar faces, and then we have he's talking about King of Thunder. That's ramping up.
Poor Dana Dodge not getting any love.
Dana Dodge.
Dana Dodge.
Is there a story there?
Well, Dana Dodge is very active in the Willowwick Facebook groups, the community groups. She's often the organizers of parades and such, and she is Luther's #1 fan, and she runs the political action group Broads for Luther. So it's good to know. I was kind of hoping like Johnny B in his email, like, "Oh yeah, I know Dana Dodge. You know, hooked up with her in 11th grade. She gave me a handy."
No.
You know what I mean? So,
oh boy.
You never know. We could babysat for her. Who knows? Real person. She's awesome.
Well, we have Channel Thunder's future looking bleak. We have Tracy with the belt. We have He-Man Hoban caught leaving the Balco building.
That's
it. Oh my God.
Remember Balco was a thing?
And Shrug Shadow exposes the brony.
Yeah.
I will say for the bronies out there.
Nothing wrong with that, by the way.
His son moved to live with his girlfriend who is in North Carolina. He met her at a brony convention.
Oh.
My Little Pony convention.
That's
so.
it.
Yeah. There you go. All right. So the pay-per-view. Darius Rucker. Oh, no.
Hootie?
Hootie the Blowfish.
My mom loved
so
Hootie.
you want to? I don't want to spoil it, but you want to read this.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's a fun time. I won't go over all the results, but give it a read and then catch up, and then promo the hell out of this for next cycle. And that's your ACW recap.
All right, man. I dig that. So officially, the United States Championship is now the Soviet Heavyweight Championship. By the way, just keep that in mind. All right, so let's we want to head to. I'll do WTL.
Okay.
All right, so WTL Western Trails League number 129, June 2026. Western Frontiers champion Steele, Lone Star champion Garrett Washington Allegheny. Central Plains champion Paladin Boone. Mexico champion Chainsaw Chuck. Dodge City champion Babyface Nelson. Tombstone champion The Outlaw Josie Wells. Prairie View champion Mr. Penny Nickel. Widowmaker champion Nat J. Love. Badlands champion Jason Brandon McCord. Cripple Creek champion Sinister Sean Brutal. Southwest champion Local Worker and a machine mask. Chisholm Trail champion Eric Haas Cartwright. Western Frontier Tag Team champion Joseph Little Joe Cartwright and Eric Haas Cartwright. Lone Star champion Don Cutler and Father Arturo Bartolo. Western Frontier Six-Man champion Cecil Howard Calvert, Prince George Montgomery, and Garrett Washington Allegheny. Lone Star Six-Man champion CBWC Renard Sr., Air Assault, WC Renard Jr., and Battling Jack Brocious. Your Bunkhouse Brawl winner, Garrett Washington Allegheny. So what's going down in the WTL? So it looks like we're going to have our next pay-per-view will be America's Most Wanted. That will be the results based on the June 2026 bulletin. So this one, the write-ups will be for July 2026. So I guess I'm going to have to write up that Russian death match. That I most likely lost. That's life, though. Overall, great TT from everyone. There's another AAL. What's the AAL? What league is that?
All American.
That's in gold?
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
We're making stuff up now?
Yep. Sounds right.
Okay. Good enough.
All right, you want me to do one?
Hold on. I got to talk about Ryerson Rex Chambers. He's set to defending the title against Mange. That's coming up. We have Dr. Payne, who selects his first patient. We got the Pale Riders TT. We see the who's in here. Let's take a look here. We got Ricky Spanish in a grave, which is par for the course. Come up, cutting the promo in here. Looks like some comic book style trash talk, which I love. Nutty Buddy's involved as well, so great job overall. You have the machines, which I love. Don't be surprised if you see a Luther machine at some point. That's probably going to happen. Which I've been recently watching 1986 WWF with the machines, and you forget how abruptly that ended, and then Andre's back, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm back for suspension, and no one knows why. And then they do the big investigation, yada yada yada, leading into WrestleMania 3. But you would thought the machines were there longer, but they weren't there very long at all. So, and I don't know what happened to Bill Eadie in between. Like, Demolitions doesn't start for a while. Like, what are you doing for 6 months, buddy? It's really weird. You know, come back as a superstar, which he's awesome in '82, by the way. But that's a whole other podcast. How about that? All right, where do you want to go next?
Well, I'm good for the BRL, so I can cover that.
All right, BRL it is.
All right, so league champion, and I will admit that when I saw the name, I pumped my fist. I was like, fuck yeah! I was so happy. Big Guns, Greg Garner, finally wins his first BRL title, and he wins $25 in IWAR credit. Your Battle Royal winner, Crusher Nutilla, also wins $25 in IWAR credit. Your TV champion is Jack Whiskey. Your Central Plains champion is Hollywood DVS. Your East Coast champion, Hillbilly Voodoo, Doc Holland. Great Lakes, Texas Jesse Tombstone. Mid-Atlantic, Crusher Nutella. Northeast, El Grandioso. Pacific Northwest, Steve Whiskey. Rocky Mountains champion, Sid Credence. Southeast champion, American Destroyer. Southwest, Hillbilly Kevin. West Coast Shotgun James Carnage, your tag champions, winning their 11th BRL Tag Team Championship. Hot Stuff Adam Cash and Fatty the Butcher. Hooray.
Still around?
Yeah, it was a 5-16, but it was a messy 5-16, so no title. TV Tag Champions, American Destroyer and River Ferryman Boggs. Your second champions, the Regulators, Blackjack Robertson, Shotgun James Carnage, Texas Just Tombstone. Your TV six-man champions, old fan favorites, Suburban Hill Savages, Patrick O'Malley, Agent 26, and Punk Rock Mike.
The match going down in the BRL.
Well, lots going down. We have the pay-per-view for Magic Bash this cycle, so the write-up's there. And I think I mentioned that time-wise, I've had a lot going on recently. So I use little AI assistants, but I found a way to. When I tried it first, I found that the results were always like one sentence break, one sentence break, one sentence. Like, dude, you're killing me. Like, this AI hates paper. So I told it to make it paragraph-sized answers, and it worked really well. I gave it the clues, what to do, and let her rip. So the pay-per-view there. I don't go over all of it. You should really read it, but I will say that we had a couple of highlights that came out of there. Namely, the title match, of course, was that Super Sexy Shane Dowell defeated Hot Stuff Adam Cash to become the new global champion. And in match highlight of kind of the match of the night was the American Destroyer Hillbilly Kevin match, which was a match where Pain and Destruction won stable, and Dynasty had been working together for quite some time. But Hillbilly Kevin had kind of been hearing the fans' cheers, he kind of was reacting to it, and Greg Garner, Pete, and PAD did not like that. And they been beefing about it. So it was like the idea was to get it out of the system. Let's have this little setup, feud, get it over with. Except American Destroyer, well, he may have beaten Kevin. He then started beating the shit out of him, and PAD jumped in, started beating out, and they told Hillbilly Steve, Uncle Randy, and Hollywood DVS as they ran to the ring, they told him, get in here and join in. And they did, except they beat up the PAD guys, so we're going to have some drama coming out of that. And the Polar Circle defeated the Regulators in a close one to retain the Global Trios. Savage and Creedence defeated the McFlaherty brothers. And the Four Corners, North American title match, it was a match defended by King Khan for quite a while. It was Vic Ropta and Boink, the Child Entertainer, challenging, and Boink pulled off the upset out of nowhere. And then the Four Corners of Chaos match. Now, you may have noticed I forgot to put the little thing in there about the match, breaking it up there. So, whoops, messed that up. That's okay. I'm tired. I'm mostly tired. So the winners of that were four things. So there's each corner had an envelope contract, and one contract was for a global title shot, one was for a North American title shot, the other was for a North American title shot, and the final one was a IWAR draft slot.
Oh.
So, yep. So Jesse Tombstone won the global title shot.
I kind of hate that guy.
Yeah, and notice he has two. Oh, I'll get to that later. I won't give away. He has two shots coming up. And then we have Frandel, Warp Slayer, and Lex Stevenson claiming the North American title shots. And Monster Truck Tanaka is going to be in the draft. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So BRL wise, of course, another great episode of Tuesday Night Grand Slam. I talk about in the BRLs behind the scenes type thing, the out of character thing. Jimmy and I are both crunched for time, so not a lot of images in this one, but that's okay. Joe Tusa Challenge, I should mention. No one's hit it yet, and that is if you win the League Tag or the League Trios with Joe Tusa, you split the free match pool attached to this challenge. The tag team pool is 33 matches, and the Trios match is 41 matches. So if you win that, you split that with Joe. So it's a pretty good deal.
That is
You're just going to win the hardest belts to win in the game.
Easy peasy.
Yep. We have lots of good promos in here. Highlight probably you had Hogan doing a promo where he basically threatens Tsuyoshi Mozuku, and then Jim Spur attacks him. Oh my God. Lots of action in here. I won't go through all of it. Shakespeare Williams kind of outsmarts the P&D by having the Dark Verdict join him. in defending him. So it's going to be setting up something down the road for those guys. I will say the Tuesday Night Grand Slam, the DOD, Disciples of Doom, won on quite the spree of attacking people. So that's going to be addressed next issue. Let's see here. What else? It's a fantastic ad on page 75. Uncle McAllister's Fight for Recovery. It's a really funny little ad. I love ads. Love fake ads. The regulars say they don't know what happened to Uncle McAllister. They weren't around. He was found in the Hillbillies barn, so pointing fingers. Let's see here. Again, Big Gun Greg Garner. Congrats on the BRL Championship. So, I tell everyone, of course, check out the pay-per-view. Check out the Trash Talk. And get some rest next time. There you go.
I dig that. Today someone asked me a question that I've never been asked before.
What's that?
Someone asked me, like, hey, how do I get on a pay-per-view? That's a very good question. No one ever asked me that before. For the NWL, how do you get on a pay-per-view is, it's real simple. You challenge someone for a pay-per-view match. And then I will put it on pay-per-view. Other ways to do it would be, getting in a rivalry or a feud with somebody, or winning whatever league's event. So a lot of leagues, we won't get on pay-per-view unless, you hit whatever criteria or qualification, or you win some sort of tournament or what have you. But if you're in a big enough feud, obviously you'll probably make it on a show. You can always contact your commissioners, like, hey, listen, I want to have this match on the pay-per-view, and we'll make that happen for you. So let's keep that in mind. The more pay-per-view, like, for me, like, I'm not a big fan of having dominating the story in the NWO, but I have to based on the amount of players that we have currently. But as that grows, I will stop trying. I will not be the center of the attention of the NWL, or at least try to avoid it. I'm trying to have this angle going on in the background, but this cycle was a big exposition dump. So.
There you go.
But that's the way that has to go. At least for now, especially the NWL is a little bit different. I do have to drive the action a little bit more than I would in a vet league. In a vet league, you kind of just sit back and just recap the action. That's the majority of the job for commissioners. But in the NWL, I got to drive the action a little bit. Otherwise, we'll stall out. So where do you want to go next?
You want to do BBL?
I can do BBL. Brazilian Butt Lift League, or the Bloodbath League. Or both, if you're freaky. League champion, Corporal Punishment. TV champion, Tyrant Pharaoh. Central Plains champion, Rogue Santa. East Coast champion, Tusk the Warrior. Great Lakes champion, Tommy Beamer. Middle Atlantic champion, Hot Rod McNally. Northeast champion, Golden Panther No. 2. Pacific Northwest champion, Apocalypse. Rocky Mountain champion, Lanky Alani Love. Southeast champion, Direwolf. Southwest champion, El Mascarado. West Coast champion, Vengeance. The League Tag Team champion, Mr. Smith and Pork Rind. TV Tag Team champion, Chuck Moxley and the Bad Man. The League Six-Man champion, Mr. Smith, Corporal Punishment, and Pork Rind. TV Six-Man champion, Scarlet Knight, Scarab Knight, and Blood Knight. Your Battle Royal winner. Winning 33, that's right, 33 free BBL matches. A Rogue Santa. Is this an evil Santa? Has Santa gone rogue?
I hope so.
Does he steal presents? Does he punch little kids in the face? These are questions that I need answered. What's the next pay-per-view in the Bloodbath League? Let's scroll down, take a look. Let's see. It is a Naughty Santa. Look at that. Unbelievable. Let's see. What is their next pay-per-view? I see spring events. I see the Dusty Rhodes Hardcore Classic, the Orpheus Cup. I guess they're going into the recap for Highway to Hell, so that was the last pay-per-view they just had, which this all looks pretty dope. So go ahead and read that. So we have the pay-per-view Highway to Hell on that, and I guess we're just waiting for the next pay-per-view after that. So, but do yourself a favor and read that. And again, if you're entering the draft, you don't know where you're going to be drafted to. I would get familiar with these leagues pretty quick.
Check out the leagues.
I've already had commissioners inquire about, most of the NWL talent anyway. So they should all go pretty high, hopefully. But yeah, take a look at the BBL. Great job overall. And that's all I got. That's the BBL in a nutshell.
All right.
Where are we going next?
Black Widow League.
Black Widow League it is.
Number 72. Your league champion, Brenda Bring the Pain. TV champion, sensational Sydney Renard. Japan Idol champion, Bandita. Joshi champion, Huntress. Zendro champion, Crazy Jenny Star. Luchadors champion, Rachel Yamazaki. Cholitas champion, the Queen Gina Colada. Bellatrix champion, Mother D. Themyscira champion, Vampirella. Hollywood champion, Fallon Donovan. That's it. Sin City champion, the favorite new name, She Squatch, Jessica Reeves. Willow champion, Aria Gunpowder. Your Battle Royal winner, Brenda Bring the Pain. Their tag champions, Huntress and the Queen Gina Colada. TV tag champions, Bandita and Vampirella. Your 6-woman champions still, I think they've had the belts every cycle but one this year. Pulling the Von Schnaps. Rachel Yamazaki, Rachel Van Dorn, and Crazy Jenny Star. And then you have the 6-woman champions, Enchantress, Bandita, and Vampirella.
All right, what's going down? The BWO.
Well, it is certainly the era of Brenda Payne. She's also the IWAR Women's Champion, so it's really riding high. There's a lot going on. We, of course, remember, this is a league where it's one wrestler per player, but there's no limit on matches anymore. So if you want to come in, check it out, please do. There's a recap. Let's see here. Our next big event here. The Lethal Lottery has come down to the finals. Enchantress and Sydney Renard versus Mother D and Vampirella. And I believe I saw that it was a final of 991 versus 990, so that was a decision or the score. And your final winning team were Mother D and Vampirella. But don't forget, they now face off, and whoever wins challenges for the IWAR Women's Championship. That's pretty cool. I'm not bitter about, Bandita costing Gina Colada her shot.
Unbelievable.
It's terrible. Terrible. Let me see here. And we've, of course, building up to the Queen of the Ring. It's going to be a first round with 4 four-way matches, and then the winners of that will face off in 2 different matches. And it's, of course, 2-time winner Gina Colada wants to be a 3-time winner, so I'll see if I can make that happen. Our next Queen's Web 3 is about 3 cycles away, and that's Dog Day cycle, which tells me, holy shit, August is almost here. Brenda Payne will defend against Mother D or Vampirella. We have the Queen of the Ring finals, also there, which just inspired me to, next year when we do our Super Show, I'm going to do it so that the Johnny B. Cup final, Murano final will be on the show. So that'll be a kind of cool way to boost the show's ratings, if you will. I won't go over all the matches, actually. There's a lot of matches here. But PWL Report is awesome, and it's a fun league. I really recommend it. It's a good league to play in. It's hard because you only have one strategy. You can't really go nuts with strats, but it really makes you try to focus. And it's a lot of fun. A lot of good characters in here. There's a lot of history, and I highly recommend it. So please check it out. This issue has the write-up for the pay-per-view, so please check it out. And Crazy Jenny Star has a cool logo. That's what I want to say.
All right, I in fact dig that. All right, let's see. So I got a live email. Breaking news. Looks like Captain America Johnny Drake, the Natural, Danny Kimura, and Super Dragon have now entered the IWAR draft.
Whoa! Holy moly! That's big.
That's big. More on that later on in the show. All right. So where do you want to go now? So we'd read that. CWL? No, yeah, CWL.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll do CWL. Alrighty, Continental Wrestling League. 357, June 2026. League Champion, Prime Sean Erickson. TV Champion, the Reprobate, Lanny T. United States Champion, Mark the Fan Botch. Yukon Champion, Hypnotic. Caribbean Champion, Scapegoats. Amazon Basin Champion, The Chameleon. British Isles Champion, Axel Von Schnapp. Arabian Champion, Trucker Van Leer. South African Champion, Happy Meal. Siberian Champion, Late Night, Logan Kane. East Asian Champion, Mean Mr. Fist. Oceania Champion, Duff Dugan. League Tag Team Champion, The Reprobate, Lanny Teague and Trucker Van Leer. TV Tag Team Champions, Mark the Fan Botch and Mean Mr. Fist. A League Six-Man Champions winning another 5 free matches. Axel, Alec, and Alex Van Schnapp. TV Six-Man Champion, Adrian Vale, Julian Cross, and Victor Kane. And your Battle Royal winner winning 25 free matches. Axel Von Schnapp. So, Matt, looks like you come out with 30 free matches this cycle. Jesus Christ.
Sure did.
That's
pretty good. You needed to.
Guys, take some time out and look at the CWL report. It's real slick. I really like it. Great job, Jeremy, as always. By the way, Jeremy, I would say is 51% responsible for the success we had in the IWL years back. So we'll give him that credit. He's awesome. So if you want to be a commissioner, be like Jeremy because he's really good at it. But overall, great TT in the CWL. It's always a bastion of great trash talkers and just great guys overall. Really got helped out by the draft, a couple drafts. So that's the way to get talent in here, boys. So just keep that in mind. But also do yourself read the plays. I'll recap the prior cycle. So like I always said, if you're a commissioner, you don't have a recap section for your bulletin. You definitely need one. All right, and that is the CWL in a nutshell. Check it out. It's dope. Matt, where do you want to go now?
Let's go.
Casting Couch League. No, sorry.
IWL.
LWL.
All right, so this is IWL number 227, Jack K.
Jack K.
All right, so League Champion, Starlight. Television Champion, The Highwayman. New York City Champion, The Chameleon. Los Angeles Champion, Litigation. Boston Champion, Alec Von Schnapp. Your Detroit Champion, The American Dream, Ali Atari. Your Cleveland Champion, Killer Cornell Stewart. He slashes. Dallas Champion, Sensational Scott Foley. Your Memphis Champion, Big Rye. Your Miami Champion, Windsor Detroit. Your South San Francisco Champion, San Fran, Alex Von Schnapp. Your Chicago Champion, Universal Man 2.0. Your Tag Champs, Padre Arturo and Father Conrad. My two dads back together. Win 5 free matches. Your TV Tag Champions, El Buscador, Muerto, and Vector. And your 6-man champions winning 5 free matches, Alex, Alec, and Alex Von Schnapp. Your TV6 champions, the Michigan Border Patrol, Suyupai, Windsor, Detroit, and On Point, Edward Port Huron. And your Battle Royal winner winning 48 free matches.
God damn.
The Chameleon. But I think the headline of this issue, the real, huge news, is that with the victory in this cycle, retaining the 6-man championship, the Von Schnapps have now moved into first place as the IWL's all-time leading points earner trio, bumping the regulators off their lofty perch.
Oh, no.
I know that
Ryan's going to be upset.
He will.
He's going to come back with a vengeance,
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Perfect.
I dig that. Okay. So where do you want to go next? Let's see. RTL it is. Rolling Thunder League. Number 59, June 2026. League Impact Champion, Izal. Your League Impact Tag Team Champions, G-Force Gary Morris, and the Great Entertainer Brian Clothier. The League Impact Trio Champions, Benson, Bottleneck, and Emilio. TV Impact Champion, Deacon Elroy. Japan Impact Champion, the Medicine Minister. Mexico Impact Champion, G-Force, Gary Morris. UK Impact Champion, Uncle Slow Mo. Rocky Mountains Impact Champions, Jose. Great Lakes Champion, the Great Entertainer, Brian Clothier. True North Impact Champion, Deacon Leroy. Deep South Champion, Timmy 2 Cents. West Coast Impact Champion, Snacks. East Coast Champion, Big Worm. What's going on, Big Worm? Big Worm. Willowick Impact Champion, Money Mike. TV Impact Champion, Derek Cash Styles and Thomas T.D. Banks. TV Impact Trios Champion, Máquina Muy Grande, and Máquina Mierdo. Battle Royal winner, winning 28 free RTL matches, G-Force, Gary Morris. What's going down in the Rolling Thunder League? Again, real solid report here. I like the Superstars pages. So those are dope. So keep it up. That's dope. I see a Sprite commercial, which is dope too.
Yeah.
7-minute abs. If someone came out with 6-minute abs, can't get that.
No.
Was that such a weird part of that movie that made no sense why it was in there? I feel like it was just in there just to have that gag.
It was part of it, I think, but also it was really fun to just have the gag about the rest stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Papacito being dope as always, but again, we often talk about AI and the use of AI, and even AI takes various levels of skills, right? You develop them over time. You can sit there and do basic prompts and yada 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 and call it a day and throw it up there, or you can really push it to the limit. And what I like to see, especially in the Thunder League, is a lot of guys really pushing it to the limit, really seeing how far they can take it, and it shows in the quality of work in this league, and it's a growing league, and it's going to do some big things in the future, especially if they have a good draft. So right now they're standing pat at 45 cards. Again, for at least the way I assess the leagues for the most part, you're doing a really good job. A great job is when you hit that 100 card milestone. That's, as a commissioner, that's what you want to shoot for, is that 100 cards. You have 100 cards and you have good TT and you have people participating. You're doing a great job overall. So, some of these leagues are kind of new, especially the RTL are new, and they'll get there eventually. And I'm sure of it, just based on the quality of who they have in the league and the quality of the commissioner and the quality of the report. So it's coming up. So it's a good landing spot for rookies. Once you're looking to leave, RTL, WTL, those are leagues that you should be looking to get into right away. They're not going to be as tough as I guess you call it the core four of the BRL, the IWL, CWL. I guess the fourth one would be NWL, but those three leagues are really tough right off the bat. It can be very difficult to get if you're used to winning titles every cycle and you go into the BRL, you might take one a year, maybe two.
It can be hard.
It can
really,
be tough.
really
it's tough. It's not easy. So, the competition and I get on these guys' cases too. Like, it's time for some of those BRL guys, CWL guys, and IWL guys who've been there for 10 years plus to really find a new league and kind of get a fresh scenery on there. This guy's in there for a very long time, but movement is good, parity is good. So, and that is the Rolling Thunder League. I think that's everything. So, Matt, you want to go IWAR wide?
Sure.
I got a quick question. How do you cash in free matches?
So when you send in your matches out of UA, send in all your matches, and then list the ones that you're using for your free ones, mark them as free, and then put a note saying I've earned X amount of free matches, and I'm using this many this cycle. I do that a lot to like supplement leagues where I have like try to save some money and do a $5 entry for the matches, and then add on free matches. But you have to spend at least, I think, $6 or $5. Johnny would know for sure.
I think you get the lead
right.
Yeah, I think it's a $5 minimum on that, if I'm not mistaken. Although I always wonder how, and Johnny B does not have to answer this question because I'm afraid of the answer. How do you keep track of all that? It's a real question. I feel like he goes by the honor system, but yeah, just saying.
I'm curious. A quick little side note: the CWL. That Where's Waldo Van Damme?
Yeah.
That page is nuts.
I love that. I love Easter eggs. I love searching that kind of stuff. It's dope. So great job.
So, all right. So a couple of things. Let's see here. I mentioned the Joe Tusa Challenge. We've got the Summer Series number 9. The third round's happened. So there were 18 wrestlers in round 3, and I had a message from somebody who was asking how it works. And he's like, "Oh, how's that play out?" So what happens is you take the first 2 rounds, and it's like golf, like Thursday, Friday, and the top half of those scores advance to round 3. And then you get those scores, and you go 1, 2, 3, best average, and then out of those, the top half advance. So top 9 advance. So eliminated this cycle. Chloe McFerrari, Sanya Lucha, The Edge Johnny Walker, Scapegoat, Shrug Shadow, The Killer Cordell Stewart, Chuck Moxley, Agent 26, and Tsuyoshi Mizuku. I should mention that some of the guys that got eliminated hit 497 to 498s, but it's a 3-cycle average. So the final 9 wrestlers who make the final of this Summer Series comes down to Warpig, Mr. Pennynickel, Texas Jesse Tombstone, American Destroyer, Happy Meal, Crush Groove, that's right, rookies in there, Uncut Gem, Greggy Money, Hollywood DVS, and Uncle Slow-Mo. So one of those 9 is going to win, and it's a great event. So that will come down next cycle. That'll be the finals. Lethal Lottery. So I kind of butchered this with the it should have been 6 teams and then 5. So what I'm going to do is the top 2 scoring teams out of this will advance to the finals next round. So the scores for the teams. Lowest scoring team was Big Von Vader and Ryan Rivers, who had a 487. Your second lowest scoring team was a tie between Glock Lesnar and Warpig and the team of Chainsaw Chuck and Mid-South Maxwell. So those teams eliminated. So the final 2 teams will be G-Force Gary Morris and Greg E. Money, who had a 499 and 495. And then the top-ranked team in the finals, Knuckles Nelson and the Gaelic Dick Moore, arch enemies. Same thing with Money and Morris. So those 2 teams will face off in the finals, and the winning team goes on to challenge for the IWAR Tag Championship. The Elite Trios Tournament, number 4, it's down to the finals, and the semifinals were the Pig Protection Agency. They had a 520. And I saw that score, and I went, well, they're playing the NWL guys. The come-up is probably over for them. But shocker, the come-up pulled the upset and won with a 521. In the other bracket, it was Nutty Bunnies with a 518 against the Buckshots, both WGL teams, and the Nutty Bunnies 518 took the win over a 511. So that final is the come-up versus the Nutty Bunnies. Your King of the Ring was down to Greggy Money versus Ravishing Rex Chambers. Rex Chambers advanced. It was Kamikaze versus Father Arturo Bartolo. Bartolo advanced, so it's Rex Chambers versus Father Arturo Bartolo in the semifinals. And the other quarterfinals was the headliner Papacito versus Tsuyoshi Mizoku. And Papacito advanced, so he's in the finals, or semifinals, sorry. And then you had Chuck Moxley with 496 against Big Guns Greg Garner, who had a great cycle. He advanced, so it's Papacito versus Greg Garner, and then Chambers versus Bartolo. So that's your King of the Ring. And then the All-Rookie Cup, it comes down to a semifinal of Sixpence Tommy Calloway, who was inactive, and Crush Groove had a 497, so he advanced to the finals. And then you had Bobby the Mangler Moreau, also inactive. I'm guessing he might be the same manager running Tommy Calloway. against Glock Lesnar, who had a 496. So the finals are Glock Lesnar versus Crush Groove for the All Rookie Cup. And then
big match, the main event anywhere in the world, by the
way. Right. The Bad Company Cup, we had Christopher Kane in 13 and IWAR against Stylen, Savion Banks, and Crush Groove. And with a 5-13, they defeated 13 and Kane, who had a 475 because they were inactive. I know Justin had some stuff going on. He had to step away from the game for a bit. So bad timing, but his bad timing is good timing for Savion Banks and Crush Groove, who win the Bad Company Cup. Well done, guys.
Oh, man, we're going to hear about that forever now.
That's right. The IWAR draft. So we talked about it before. I will add that I haven't announced it yet, but there's a company that makes championship belts. And they're like let's say the size of like a 2-liter. Like they're not huge, but they're dope as hell.
The mini belt.
So we're gonna have a belt. We're gonna have a cover to the winner. We're gonna have an IWAR World Title shot to the winner. And Alex is going to have some, I believe, free matches or credit or both.
It was $100.
Okay, so it's going to be. We'll talk about the breakdown on that, but $100 in IWA credit is going to be going into the winners.
Literally coming out of my own pocket.
Best performers, and we're also working the IWA / Johnny B and Kim and everybody else to set up a possible prize or prizes for the winning league. So if your league's wrestler wins, it makes it better for the league. But we're working on that. But we're going to make this huge. The next issue of the IWAR is going to have a massive push campaign. You're going to see it everywhere. So that, I think, let me see here. That's everything.
Well, join the goddamn draft. Don't be a chump. You don't have to leave right away, especially for the rookies. You don't have to leave right away.
Yes.
If that's a fear, I'm in the middle of this thing. No. You still have your 16 cycles currently?
Yes.
So you'll still get your 16 cycles, so don't worry about that. All right, guys, so we are officially out of time. So for Matt Riley, I'm Alex G.